How's it going, guys? We are back here at the ledge, and there's definitely more people here than when we left. We just went to get a coffee, and we're definitely bigger in numbers. Let's turn this camera around. Boom. Boom. Don't tread on me, brother. Hey, Denise. Hope you guys are doing good. If you guys can share this out there far and wide, that would be greatly appreciated. I love you guys. I'm just gonna walk through this way. Hey Denise, how you doing? Let's go! Let's go! How you doing, brother? Hey Karen, how are you? Hope you're doing good today. We're just getting up here to the speeches here, guys. Went to get a coffee. I'm a couple minutes late. I apologize.
Have you guys found your hobby yet? It's the best hobby I've ever had. So, before I move a little further here, next week we have the Worldwide Rally. They do their thing every 60 days. They're going to be meeting over
I'm
here.
gonna try to get right up front, set up the tripod. I'm gonna have to hold it.
We want to get everybody involved. We want to come together, and we are. We're working together. We got Brett here, who's going to be emceeing it over there, and we're going to do marches. It's going to be an amazing day. And as you know, we got all these other convoys coming. There's so much going on. And I to be honest, I don't even know all of the people and all of the convoys, but there's more than a couple coming. So it's going to be a great weekend. So one other message I want to be clear on, and I think you all know that, which is why you're here. People are emailing me and messaging me. Are we still moving forward? The mandates are getting let down. And I think it's pretty clear. We have no choice but to keep moving forward. So I'm going to just state, if there's any media, if there's anybody here today, that we need a clear message. It is this message I want to send out, and I think you'll be all in 100% agreement with it. The movement is here until our government fixes the damage they have done. Woo! Thank you. We will not stop until our government ensures that all jobs that people have lost because of our government's divisive actions must be reinstated by employers and government. Children will no longer be limited to seeing their parents if they're not vaccinated. Travel will not be limited any longer. And all those that have become victim to our government through every means are not ignored any longer. So solutions can be created to start to repair the damage that has been done to our families, to our relationships. It's unacceptable, and we need to put our foot down here and say no more. No more. So, more importantly, policies must be put in place.
Yeah, Jeremy Gibson. I just got here from Ottawa, man. I've been going for 45 days.
Government doing this again, whether it be in 1 month, 3 months, 6 years, 10 years. We have to put the pressure on until that change is proven and in effect. So we will not be trampled by the political leaders anymore. Am I right? Woo! Freedom! Yeah. Thank you. So, I'm gonna pull up Andy, our hockey speaker right here, hockey player / hockey speaker / veteran. Can we give Andy a hand? He's gonna give us a little kickoff. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Once again, we got a great crowd, eh? Holy jeez. Anyways, first first of all, when we talk about our kids, I just want to say hi to my kids because I haven't seen them in a few years. My youngest daughter, Natalia. Hello, Natalia. I love you lots. I miss you. Sorry we're going through all the crap we're going through. It isn't necessary, but whatever. I don't know if I'll be able to attend court this week or get my friends again, so I guess I'll be getting arrested again this week.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Seems pretty sad losing your child for the second time. I lost my other one 20 years ago fighting on picking lines and doing everything like this. Now I've lost both my children. And what do I get? Still the same shit from the police, charge, excuse my French. But it's getting a little old. You know, some of our parents being charged for not doing anything but wanting to love our children. Anyways, about this convoy, I'm sure glad we're starting to see a lot of people coming out and respecting the truck drivers. Not just the truck drivers, everybody, every trade, every occupation. Because without all the occupations, this country would go down in flames. And all the wealthy people, you know what? You better take a good look around that picks up your garbage, that cleans your streets, that keep respectable people in your city. But if you move us all out, you only let us in to clean your city, you can clean your own goddamn city. That's what I got to say. Us blue-collar workers, we deserve the respect that everybody deserves in Canada. Equal respect for everybody, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, I don't give a damn what you are. But we all deserve the same respect, right? We can all live together, whether you're on this side of the road or that side of the road, anti-vaxxer, vaxxer, I don't give a damn because you know what? This is a democratic country. And we all deserve to have the freedom of choice. We all deserve to either have the needle or not have the needle. That's up to us. Now, when we're talking about masks, my God. For 40 years, I've been wearing masks at work, like I say. I went to my union last week and tried to speak out. And you know what? It really didn't go too well. After 40 years of being a member, the girl told me that she was afraid of me and that I had to leave and make an appointment if I wanted to come to my union home. Well, like this legislature building or any other government building, we don't have to make an appointment for nothing. We shouldn't have to make an appointment to see anybody. They work for us. And like I tell my union that's voting the police on me, I'll be back. And we're not done yet. With these masks, if you're not wearing the proper mask and you haven't had a fit test, there's no use wearing a mask. And the N95 mask is a faulty mask to begin with. Anyways, you got that right. Doggy, diaper, dolly, whatever. But we don't need them. Thank you very much.
Based on what I've heard from Bill Manick and the city of Victoria. And I would just say to these people, goodness me, get a hobby. Find something else to do with your time. We are removing restrictions at a pace that is consistent with the work we've done for the past 2 years. And 94% of adults in British Columbia are vaccinated. So we are spending an awful lot of time with a small group of people who seem to have nothing better to do with their time but to drive around in circles honking their horns. I wish they took some time to watch television and see the evening news about real tragedies and real disruptions in freedom that are going on in Europe right now. Give your head a shake.
All right, I'm sure that's old news, but in case there's somebody here that didn't hear that, we have better things to do than honk our horn. We're here to fight for freedom. Am I right?
Yeah!
And the reason we're resorting to all this is because they won't listen to us. And we're going to find a way, and this is the beginning of putting pressure on the government. This is where they meet. This is where we have to be. So thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm going to call up Serena Bear. She's spoken here a couple days that we've been here. So can we give Serena an applause, everybody? Thank you, Serena.
Hi everybody, I'm Serena Freedom Bear. I've spoken a few times. I gotta find the right height here because I don't know, not tall enough or too tall, I'm not sure. But thank you once again for inviting me to come and speak, and thank you for allowing me to speak and address John Horgan's address to us. I heard that last night, and when I heard that, I thought, what better thing could we have to do than to be here and stand for freedom? What about all those people out there who have lost their jobs already? What better thing do they have to do than to stand here for freedom? What about all the people with the mandates that have been dropping? What about all of the sectors who have not had the mandates drop and have not yet dropped, like our long-term care places? What about them who have to still wear the mask? What about our elders who are still locked away in these long-term care facilities, and those who are not vaccinated cannot visit their family members? What about them? What about all of the people who have been denied their pensions? What about all the people who have paid into their employment insurance all their careers and are now denied that? What about them? What better thing do we have to do than to stand here together in unity? That stand together for truth against these corrupt governments and against these legacy media and the false narratives that they share and they spread. As a strong, resilient Indigenous woman, I have stood for truth because I have seen my ancestors and the lies and the division that has been sown on these lands, on Turtle Island, between Canadian citizens and Indigenous people for hundreds of years. I stood today and I spoke with a Klansman, a Scottish Klansman, Jacques Newfound, Freedom Family, and he stands here today because of his bloodline and the wisdom he has learned because of the oppression his people, his ancestors have faced, and the wisdom he has now gained from it and what he sees happening in Canada. Just like each and every one of you who are here, we see, and we are here to carry the burden of truth, because we will carry that burden. As another person I spoke with in the crowd today, and he said he will do all he can because this will not be the legacy he leaves for his children. And I can tell you, I know the legacy I inherited from my ancestors, the past system, the stealing of our children and putting them in residential schools, the experimental medical experimentation, the forced sterilization of our people. We have seen the past system to leave the reserves. Last night, somebody tagged me in a video, and I went and I watched it because unfortunately I'm only just learning how to work TikTok. But they tagged me in a video. Did you know that in Manitoba at the beginning of this year, one of the First Nations communities locked down because of the health orders? 8 Indigenous mothers left the reserve to go and get diapers and formula for their babies to get provisions. And what they were met with when they returned were $5,000 fines each. Where is that with our legacy media? How about all the corruption and what they are trying to stop us from looking at? What about all of the truth that we are now carrying the burden of because of the false narratives that they keep sowing? We see the truth. We stand for the truth, and we will continue to carry the truth. This is not done. There is continue to pay attention because it was inflammatory purposely. So, it was meant to sow more divide. It was meant to make our blood boil. But you know what? I am a warrior, as I see everyone else here is as well. A warrior carries the burden of truth, and so I will take the flame that you put there to create more division, and I will use that flame to ignite my passion, to ignite my truth, and to ignite my strength so that I will continue to carry this movement and to stand shoulder to shoulder with each and every one of you. Do not let their inflammatory comments and ignorance divide us. Do not allow it to make us stand in hatred. Do not allow it to make us stand in ignorance and in aggression. We are here as passionate people to carry the burden of truth, and we will continue to carry that burden of truth. We will gather each and every week over and over and over, because unlike many out there, we know what an oath means, and you know who I'm speaking to now. We understand the power of an oath. We understand the power of truth and integrity and honor, and we will carry it because we are not made of corruption. We do not bow to money. We do not bow to false power. We stand in true authority. We are taking our sovereignty back. We are taking our power back, and we will stand for those who are not able to stand with us. Whether they are ignorant to it or not, we will stand for them in love, in unity, and in freedom together. I owe my relations.
Thank you, Serena. Who's going to make the change? Us. How many people does it take to make a change? One, and then another one, and another one, and another one. I think we have enough ones here to make that change. Is that right? Thank you. Okay, I'm going to call Bruce Friesen up here now, and we give him a hand of applause. We have Ron Clark, Greg Pittman coming to speak after, and yes, Trudeau has even showed up to speak today. So stay tuned.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon!
I'm here to share for a little while just on what I see as the big picture of what's going on. Just as your alarm awakens many of you in the morning, the threats that are going on are intended to awaken us. To be able to see that it's not only mandates and vaccines, which I am against, but the big picture we need to realize in this state of emergency, if you're tracking with all the bills that are being passed through our legislative assemblies during this time, they are in opposition to freedom. They're in opposition to rights. This is an historic pattern that keeps on repeating itself. But if you study the history of our nation, our forefathers that came here, they founded this nation on the truth of God's word. If you look at the history within the context of the Bible or of Jesus, it's for freedom that Christ Jesus has set us free. The whole history of our faith, we're a people enslaved in Egypt. And as a result, the Lord came. Our God came and he set them free. When we look at the Bible, it talks about really a judicial system, a political system, that really it's talking a government of the people, by the people, for the people. And what's happening within the context of our system is it is being hijacked. But my heart is for us to understand that politics is downstream from culture. Culture is shaped
We either are going to be a part of shaping our culture for future generations, or we're going to allow different people to sow seeds now that are going to produce fruit and things that we're going to have to eat that are not any good. If you study the history, and you look at what happened under Nazism, they took over the education system. I want to first of all say, what we call the spheres of influence, they are the mind molders of the values and the beliefs that people have in the context of a culture. In the United States, 44% of our millennials, those that are born between 1980 and in Canada, we have a generation now through our education system that 65% of our millennials are identified as socialist, communist in their ideology. Where do they get that? They get it from our education system. In 1976, I was dating a girl in Winnipeg. She was a political science major, but she was completely indoctrinated in communism. And I went to meet her friends. This was 1976. They worked in the Winnipeg Tribune, which was a secondary paper in the city. And their whole focus was through journalism to be able to bring communistic ideology through journalism. They told me they were across Canada. But the second plan was through education to infiltrate in. They were curriculum writers. They were teachers. They were on school boards. If you study the history, under Nazism, Hitler said,